Hey, how are you doing? And how are your holidays? I'm doing this video to, well, share a bit just from my personal, vulnerable life, especially for the singles out there. And this one is hopefully, like my intention is to give you an encouragement and to tell you that you're not alone. And even the people that are human resources for others have their own struggles. That doesn't make them less human. That doesn't make you less human. And I think it also goes to show that we can all find more resources, including you. We can all find more motivation, inspiration from other people's stories. Okay? And I don't have the perfect life to share on social media. I rarely open up about personal stuff. And usually when I do, I don't even get into the details of it. I just mention, like generally, maybe an emotion or something. But today I want to tell you about a double trigger that I had, which was particularly painful and challenging. And it was at a time when I couldn't do any practices, actually. And I want to share with you how I navigated it, and just to remind you that we're all human. Okay? So, first of all, what happened? I was about to head out to meet a friend that I haven't seen in months. And I was scrolling on Instagram, just scrolling through my feed. And I saw a post by Andrew Huberman. And that one triggered me big time on my career. I love Dr. Andrew Huberman's work. I'm a fan of his. I watch his stuff, obviously, and I learn from him as much as I can. And that trigger was like, okay, but why am I triggered? Because I really appreciate this guy. And I was like, okay, because I don't have his success. And I'm like, okay, it's okay. It's okay to appreciate him. It's okay to root for him. And it's okay to also feel like, why don't I have that success? It's normal. Like, I'm not going to deny what is already in front of me. And I'm not going to judge it either. And then the other scroll was, I saw somebody that I know that is in a happy relationship, sharing about, personal stuff, just a friend. And I was like, yeah, and I'm single. And yeah, it's really hard sometimes to be single. And so both triggers came in under half a minute. I kid you not. It was scroll after scroll. And it was a lot. Like the first one that I saw, Dr. Andrew Huberman's, it was like a pang. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't have millions of followers. Yeah, the stuff that I do doesn't have that much impact. Okay, I get it. And the second one was like, I'm pretty good looking, fairly good looking. I'm fairly smart. Okay, I may not be Dr. Andrew Huberman. I'm not a neuroscientist. I wasn't born in the United States, and I didn't study at Stanford and all of that. And I don't have a neuroscience diploma or bachelor, I don't know, doctorate in that, a PhD. Okay, I got it. But I'm not like I'm smart also. Like I'm good. I'm kind of fit. So what's the problem there? Anyway, at the same time, I had to get ready to meet my friend, and at the same time, my wolf started squeaking for attention because he needed a walk. Man, those are the worst times to have, like, I'm not a mother, I don't have kids, but I'm the mother of a wolf. So he's kind of my kid. It's like your kid is crying, asking for because he needs you, and you're in the middle of a double trigger, which is awful because it's like, kind of important stuff. Career, work, sustenance, and love life, your life partner. Not easy stuff. Okay? Not easy stuff. Not the heaviest of all, because nobody died, thank God. Okay? It could always be more challenging, but still not easy. So what did I do? I'm going to be brief here. One, there was nothing that I could do at the time, but just, okay, announced my friend, hey, I gotta take my wolf out for a walk because he needs it. And I'm gonna be late, I'm sorry. So we postponed the meeting. During the walk, I met some acquaintances, and I pretty much, I'm like, I say hello and that was it. But this was it's the holidays, people are particularly relaxed, they want to talk. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to be that, antisocial. So I sat, we spoke, and we went a few rounds of the park speaking. They were walking their dogs, I was walking my wolf. Talked about Romania, challenges that we have here, nothing particularly bad. We talked about snow, how there isn't snow, all of that. So when I felt that I was done, I was like, okay, I'm going to go home. And that's it. I said goodbye and then left the wolf, fed him, and then I started walking again towards meeting my friend. That was another half an hour walk. I don't take the public transport. I don't have a car. It's okay. It's not a problem. So I just walked. I've done that since I was a kid. I used to power walk a lot, and when I walked, I got the craziest and most fantastic fantasies. It's like I'm a sapiosexual. I've always been a sapio before I was an embodied one. So that part is really like I'm never bored. Okay? Even when I'm on my own, I am never bored. So I was like, okay, power walking, and I'm like, okay, what do I do now? First of all, I was like, okay, what can you do? Like, you can't make people appreciate your work or appreciate you, find you more valuable than they already do, because that is their work. You're doing your work, you're putting yourself out there with practices, with programs, with books, with posts and all of that. It's like, okay, you're doing your own stuff. And trust me, it's been years since I've been sustaining all of my social media, not through the feedback that I get from people, because it's very little feedback that I get, but it's just because I believe in this work and I know I'm good at it. A lot of people are surprised to hear that there's not that many people that take coaching. They thought that I was like booked hour after hour after hour, day after day after day. And I'm like, no, it's not that. I don't have that many people. And a lot of people that reach out to me, then they start finding excuses and then they never show up. So that's also happening. And it's like, okay, I don't let that stuff get to me because I know I'm good at my work. The people that do take my work, they see results. As far as they're concerned, as far as it pertains to their efforts, yes, they see results. If they stick to it, they see results. When it comes to other people around them doing their part, well, nobody can do other people's part. Just like I can't do the part of my subscribers or followers or my family here. It's like they'll share and they'll believe in and they'll take as much as they choose, and there's nothing I can do about it. That's their work, that's their part. So I can never promise to the people that I coach that they'll see transformation in those around them. I never take that promise because that's somebody else's work. I can only promise and ascertain to the people that start doing work. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing my work. I believe in it. I know I'm good at what I do. I keep coming up with creative stuff out of my own challenges. It's like I'm taking from within myself and putting it out there. Sometimes, yes, I get feedback, so I take that one and I also transform that into creative stuff. I share the stories out on my social media and so on. But the majority of it, like 96% of it, it's from me. So I'm sustaining this work. I'm investing in my own work still after years. Why? Because I believe in it and I know that I'm good at it, period. So I'm like, there's nothing, not even Andrew Huberman's 2 million followers are not going to deter me, because I don't have those followers, from keep showing up in my own work. It's like, no, I'm it. 2,000 people follow me on Instagram, 6,000 people, almost 7,000 on YouTube, fine. But I'm doing my work because I'm taking it from within. And I thank God because I keep getting inspiration. I keep turning I use my work, I use my practices, and that was resource number 2. What can I do? I can keep doing my practices because they help me to bounce back. Bounce back, come up with creative stuff and all of that. And then the other things are like, okay, what can I do because for women, it matters what we look like. So I'm like, okay, and I know this. Like, no matter how smart, how much I put in the work to show up in the world with my work and help others, I know that men are not attracted to that. Men are attracted to good-looking women. Guys, I'm sorry if you feel that I'm doing any injustice here. You can call me out on my bullshit. At least the guys that I'm attracted to, they weren't attracted to me physically. Like, I could have been the feminine version of Andrew Huberman. They wouldn't pair bond with me just because of that. I could have been, I don't know, had $1 million in revenue. They still wouldn't have pair bonded with me because they weren't into me, period. And the guys that I do like, they're not, for material gain from women or for prestige or other things. So they don't necessarily look for that in women. They just want a woman that is beautiful and that they love and that they feel they can protect and hold like this and spoil and all of that. And that's it. And there's nothing that I can do there. But nonetheless, even if those guys don't like me, I'm like, still, one of my biggest assets is how I look. So what can I do? I do eat sweets, but I'm like, okay, limit your sugar intake. Keep your freaking diet because it's good. Like my juices, if you follow me on Instagram, I put a lot of my juices on my stories. I put a lot of my protein, chocolate, and vegan fiber balls, okay, aphrodisiac stuff that I do. I put those out there. I take that also. I got my vegan powders, wheatgrass powder, maca powder, vegan protein powder. I started drinking bone broth. I'm no longer a vegan, so I take eggs. I take meat every now and then. I take liver every now and then because I need to feed myself and take care of myself. I do my workouts. I'm doing this video after a workout. This is my workout, shirt. Sometimes I do low impact like I did today, but I'm like, okay, I know I'm not the success. I'm like the poster girl for nothing other than for perseverance. That was my number one quality that I've known since I was a kid, perseverance and self-motivating because I'm self-motivating. Yeah, I'm a poster girl for that. Definitely. It's like not even because other people would have quit 3 years in doing this work because it wasn't getting the results they wanted. I'm six years in, about to head into the 7th soon, and I'm still not quitting. And I'm still coming up with new stuff. Yeah, I'm not coming up with them as fast as I used to because it does take a toll on you not to be validated for your work. But man, I'm still in the plus here. I'm still coming up with new stuff. Everybody or anybody that is on Patreon, you know that I started a new series now out of my own challenges. Yeah. So I keep showing up. I don't care if people validate me or not. But for being attractive in the way that those guys think that women need to be attractive, definitely not. However, I know that I'm good looking. I mean, to me, I am good looking. To me, I don't look my age. I know I don't look like 20 now, but I don't look like 40 either. So I don't look my age, and I'm never going to look my age. It was never like that, so I know that I'm going to keep going down this line. I always joke around saying that I got the Keanu Reeves gene, and I'm always grateful to, I don't know who in my family had it. It's like, not sure who, because my grandparents died when I was like really young, so don't know exactly who, but so I stashed my resources as I was power walking today. I'm like, okay, this is what I can do. And always, like, no matter how challenging and because it hurts. Let me tell you, with all the work that I'm doing, it hurts to not be in a better place. yeah, it's still painful to, if you're feeling it in my voice, it's because it still is painful, but I'm even here, I'm in the plus. I'm still taking energy from within and transforming it. Slower, but I'm doing it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep going. There's nothing else that I know how to do. Am I ever gonna consider quitting on this work or on the health practices that I have just because they're not manifesting the right partner for me? Heavens no. No way. I'm going to keep honoring my life, the gifts that I've received, even if others don't honor them. Okay, there's a lot of people that say they want my work, but then they don't pay for it. That happens a lot still. Even when I come up with really accessible, financially accessible solutions, because I too know what it's like to not afford some things, even then they keep saying that they don't have money. So I'm like, okay. So it's tough not to be validated for your work. Not in the way like Bravo cheerleaders. That stuff is not like, you can't go on cheerleading a long time. You need people to start really using your work, so buying it and using it. So I'm not going to quit it just because others were not enough people, because there are some people that show up every day. I see them, and I also see the results on them. So trust me, I know I'm good at what I do. I know that it works. I know that there are people, when they start working with me and they start using the work, it has effects. So I do know that. And nobody's going to take that conviction away from me. And as a woman, what am I going to do? Not take care of myself and not honor myself and not cherish myself because the guys that I feel for on all levels, and there's not that many, really. There's not that many. Just because they don't validate me, that doesn't mean that I don't agree with them. It's like, I understand that they like different kind of women, different type, but I don't agree with them that I'm not attractive, because they don't think I'm attractive, but I do. I think, I feel, I know, I live it. I'm not universally valid. I'm not interested to be one, by the way. And the reason I started doing this work was because of these challenges that I kept having. So I'm the kind of woman that if she doesn't have reciprocation, I'm not going to go out just being in relationships just to say that I'm in a relationship. Hell no. And absolutely no. And heavens no. So I needed to balance my sexual energy. And yeah, and I am doing that. I'm keeping myself really in check. And the creativity that I keep coming up with, guess what? That's sublimated sexual energy. I keep sublimating it. It's not expressed. Therefore, I keep coming up with new stuff here. Yes, it is true. So I'm still using the stuff that I have, just in a different way. And I know it's helping some people. Okay, it's not helping millions of people. I wished it was, but it's not. However, it's helping. And concretely, it's helping like 40, how many people are on Patreon now? 47. That's a really small number, compared to Andrew Huberman's. But hey, that's my number. And those are like having an impact on 47 people's lives. And there were like people, the biggest number that I had was 65. So, okay, there were more. They decided to stop using my work for a number of reasons. Their reasons. It doesn't mean that when they used it, it didn't work. So, So I see success, basically. I'm super wired for seeing the positive, keep going, and all of that. Even when it's not validated enough in my work or at all in my personal life. Because if somebody likes me but I don't like them back, I don't take validation from that, really. When I like people but they don't like me back, even if they pay me compliments, because some tried to do so, I kind of felt it that it wasn't real. And I was like, okay, I thanked them politely, but I didn't. There was no way I could take validation from that, because I was like, no. If you thought that I was beautiful, or if you felt that I was beautiful, you would have been in a relationship with me. So, yeah. So it doesn't work you don't fool around with me. You can't, there's no way of lying when it comes to that. So, yeah, I'm showing up like this, not to say that I'm the l'ombelico del mondo. It was a song back in the 90s, the belly button of the world. None of that. I'm just showing up to say that this is how I navigated it. I'm single, and there's no sign that that's going to change anytime soon. I usually can smell if things will happen. When I'm going to be in trouble, meaning that I'll not be reciprocated, I can smell it. I've done that in the past, and I can still do that in the present. Intuition, super sharp. When people are not so motivated to take my word, I can smell that also, figuratively, not physically, okay? Figuratively. My smell is like my super sense. Even like in spite of all of these, I keep going because I believe in me. And that's really, I think that goes down to, all the challenges that we have. Do you believe in yourself? Do you know that you've got it? The hot blood, the success, the winner molecule, or you're made of the winning kind of, what's the dough? Okay, you're made of the right dough. Do you know that? Okay, that's all you need. That's the core of it. That's the essence of it. That's the root of it. The distilled, is that it? Like when you extract the very concentrated essence of it. Okay? That's all you need. And that's all I have also. So yeah, I'm an intimacy coach, I'm a sex coach, and I have these challenges. And I keep showing up for other people. And I keep showing up for my work because I know that it's not always going to be like this. I know that the stuff that I have is good. I want to encourage you, if you're single, if you're struggling with your work or with your impact out in the world. I don't know how many years you can take it like that. Please remember that anybody can have challenges. Not too many people talk about them. And I'm not giving like particular situations. I'm just saying in general the challenges. People can have frustrations. People can have unfulfillment and all of that. So people can have a lot of stuff. My battery's running low, so my cell phones. But regardless of that, we're still valuable just because of the stuff, our resources, our gifts that are given to us by God, nature, whoever you want to, like whatever you believe in. And the best thing that we can do is honor them and put them to use. So please do that also. Okay, if you're single, if this is rough right now, keep going. Okay, and you can watch some of my other videos because I talk a lot about my challenges. There's a playlist here with practices. You can check that one out. I've also shared a bit of my misfortunes there also. So, because I use the practices for myself also. I do practice what I facilitate. Okay, so I wish you peaceful holidays. Please remember that you are not alone. At least I know what you're going through because I'm going through it right now. And there still is life even in that situation. Okay? And you can still fulfill your potential. Maybe not to the maximum, but you can still fulfill part of it on your own. Yes, you can. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.